My father, Professor MS Swaminathan, passed away this morning at 11:20 a.m. in Chennai, at home and peacefully.
That was Dr. Soumya Swaminathan, former chief scientist and former deputy director general at the WHO and one of the three daughters of MS Swaminathan. The famed agricultural scientist passed away on September 28 at the age of 98. Swaminathan's demise marks the end of a critical chapter in India's history, which saw the country transforming into a major exporter of grains from being a net importer. He's credited with single-handedly bringing the Green Revolution to India, which turned it into a breadbasket from a begging bowl, as some US critics used to call it back in the 1960s. Swaminathan introduced science and technology to Indian farming, which had been medieval and in some cases even primitive till the 60s. Mourning the loss, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said his groundbreaking work in agriculture transformed the lives of millions and ensured food security at a critical juncture in our nation's history. Mankombu Sambasivan Swaminathan, or MS Swaminathan in short, was born on August 7, 1925 in Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu. He studied genetics at the University of Cambridge. Armed with a deep understanding of agriculture, he returned to India in 1950. But his moment came about a decade later when the US threatened to halt export of PL 480 rice to India. The country was living ship to mouth on imported grains.
In 1960s, what happened? We had severe droughts, 1966-67, and then also Lyndon Johnson, the president of America, said that India should support the Vietnam War if they want to give PL 480 wheat. The MS Swaminathan, Dr. MS Swaminathan, and C. Subramaniam, that agriculture minister that time, and Mrs. Indira Gandhi, the prime minister, they thought India should be self-sufficient. And then Dr. MS Swaminathan was the main architect in getting the dwarf varieties, shorter varieties from Mexico, wheat, and from Philippines, rice varieties. So that way, wheat yields and rice yields have increased significantly. As a result, India achieved self-sufficiency in rice and wheat.
Swaminathan and the country gave a befitting reply to American biologists Paul Ehrlich and Paul Paddock, who had suggested halting food aid to India, saying that the country was getting overpopulated. Back then, the rising population led to a decline in India's per capita annual food grain production, dropping from nearly 190 kg in 1961-62 to 151 kg in 1966-67. The crisis was so severe that India had to rely on wheat imports mainly from the US under the PL 480 program. In 1966, over 10 million tons of wheat had to be imported. In 1959, Swaminathan wrote to agricultural scientist Norman Borlaug, expressing a wish to customize for India a high-yielding wheat variety. Borlaug had developed it for poverty-stricken Mexico in the 1950s. The Green Revolution therefore kicked off around 1965-66 with just 100 kg seeds brought from Mexico. Fast forward to now. India is the world's largest rice exporter, accounting for about 40% of total rice exports. And its recent ban on wheat exports brought the world market to its knees as prices shot up considerably. From 1979 to 1982, Swaminathan served as the Director General of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, or ICAR. He expanded ICAR's reach by establishing numerous centers across India to educate farmers about weather and crop patterns. Swaminathan's views on genetically modified crops sometimes brought him into direct confrontation with activists and civil society, but he remained steadfast in his convictions. Swaminathan knew about the pitfalls too. He had cautioned farmers against turning the green revolution into greed revolution. In fact, he wanted evergreen revolution where technologies can help farmers improve productivity in perpetuity without harming the ecology.
We mentioned that farmers should not be greedy about using chemicals and more irrigation and other things, and then soil will get will get affected. So that time he coined the word evergreen revolution, so that it can be sustainable. Otherwise, more chemicals, more pesticides use, it will affect the health of the farmers as well as the consumers. So that's why he wanted, not only green revolution, but evergreen revolution. In the sense, water, soil should be more, sustainable.
Awards too came along. He was given the Raman Magsaysay Award in 1971. He was also recipient of India's second highest civilian honor, the Padma Vibhushan. Till his last breath, Swaminathan had remained committed to the happiness of India's farmers and the upliftment of the poor. His daughter, Soumya Swaminathan, told the media while announcing his demise. He was thus a rare combination of eminence and empathy, conscience and commitment, which reflects in his greatest contribution to the Indian society, the Green Revolution. However, India still has a long way to go, as vast swaths of the country are still dependent on monsoons for irrigation. And the country awaits for its next MS Swaminathan.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's about to land his dream job. Business Standard.